Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a story that's going to make you want to dig through your spare change like a pirate hunting for buried treasure. Picture this: you're at the grocery store, casually paying for your coffee with a handful of coins, and unknowingly, you just handed over a penny worth $1.1 million. Yep, that's right. The 2015 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, your everyday, run-of-the-mill coin, might just make you a millionaire. Sounds crazy, right? Stick around, because I'm about to break down everything you need to know about this surprising jackpot hiding in your pocket. Alright, so first off, what's the deal with the 2015 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? Let me tell you, this isn't your average penny. What makes it so special is the lack of a mint mark. Usually, coins minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, and most people wouldn't think twice about it. But this specific penny? It's all about the condition, rarity, and one crazy auction that changed everything. Now, let's rewind a bit. Back in 2015, these pennies were minted in huge numbers, literally billions. But not all of them are created equal. The one that hit the $1 million mark? It was graded as MS-70, which basically means it's flawless, like the Brad Pitt of pennies. No scratches, no smudges, no imperfections at all. You might be thinking, wait, a perfect penny from 2015? Who's keeping pennies in mint condition? Funny story, I once found a shiny new penny and thought, wow, I'm rich. Only to realize I was just being overly optimistic. But here's the kicker: some collectors go nuts over perfection, and that's how one lucky find ended up selling for $1.10 million. So, how can you tell if you've got the golden, or rather, copper ticket? Grab a magnifying glass and check that penny's surface. Any scratches, dings, or discoloration? Sorry, not $1 million. But if it's pristine, like it just time traveled from the mint to your hand, you might just have something special. A friend of mine once saved a bunch of shiny pennies because she thought they were lucky. One day, I convinced her to check their dates, and guess what? Nothing worth a fortune, but it did spark a full-on coin collecting obsession. So, if you're anything like her, you're probably already digging through your coin jar right now. Okay, let's get nerdy for a sec. Why is this penny worth so much? It's simple: rarity and condition. Collectors love coins that are both common and rare at the same time. Common in that they're widely distributed, but rare in pristine condition. And when you toss in a dramatic auction story, well, that's a recipe for big bucks. That one little penny sitting in your cup holder could actually be worth a life-changing amount of money. Next time you get a handful of change, don't just toss it in the jar, take a closer look. Who knows? You might just stumble upon your own $1 million miracle. If you enjoyed this little treasure hunt and want to learn more about valuable coins, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm here to help you spot the hidden gems in your everyday pocket change. Hey, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel where we dig into pockets, jars, and sometimes even couch cushions to find the most valuable coins out there. Today, we're diving into a penny that could literally change your life: the 2007 mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yep, that little copper piece sitting in your change jar might just be worth, wait for it, $1.2 million. You heard that right. Now, before you go dumping your entire coin collection on the floor, let's talk about why this penny is worth so much and how you can spot one. The 2007 mint Mark penny looks like any other penny at first glance. You know the drill: Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile, the "Trusty in God we trust" above his head, and the Denver mint mark right under the date. But what makes this particular penny so valuable? It all comes down to a minting error. Yup, mistakes can actually pay off big time. There's a rare batch of these pennies that were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning instead of being made from copper-plated zinc like usual, they were struck on a planchet meant for a different coin altogether. This error made the penny heavier and slightly different in color, a subtle but expensive mistake. Let me share a quick story with you. A buddy of mine, let's call him Dave, is one of those guys who never spends his change. One day, he's sorting through his stash, looking for quarters for the laundromat, when he notices one penny that just felt heavier than the rest. Curious, he took it to a coin shop, and guess what? It was one of these rare 2007 pennies. Long story short, Dave no longer worries about quarters for laundry, and now, finding one isn't exactly like winning the lottery, but it's not impossible either. You've just got to pay attention to the weight. These error pennies weigh about 3.1 grams instead of the usual 2.5 grams. You can grab a small digital scale online for cheap and start weighing your pennies. If one feels a little heavy, it's worth getting checked out by a professional coin grader. Why is it worth $1.2 million? Well, collectors go crazy for minting errors, especially when they're confirmed authentic. Plus, the novelty and rarity drive up the price. Some wealthy collectors just can't resist the story behind it. A little mistake worth a fortune. Never underestimate your spare change. Next time you're fishing around for coffee money, give those pennies a second glance. You might just be holding a $1 million mistake. And hey, if you're like Dave, who just lucked out without even trying, congrats. For the rest of us, let's keep searching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin hunting tips, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a chance to find hidden treasure in your pocket change. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare penny. We'd love to hear your story. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Imagine this: you're digging through your pocket change, and you find a humble penny. You shrug, almost toss it back in the jar, but then a little voice in your head says, wait, could this be worth a fortune? Spoiler alert, it just might be. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1967 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, currently valued at a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Yep, you heard that right, $1.4 million for a penny. Let that sink in for a moment. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you never miss out on tips about valuable coins. You might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Now, let's get into why this little copper coin is causing such a stir. The 1967 Lincoln penny is one of those rare finds that makes collectors go absolutely nuts. The catch? It's got no mint mark. Usually, no mint mark means it was made in Philadelphia. Back then, the US Mint didn't always bother marking pennies from Philly. So why is this particular penny worth so much? It's all about the condition, rarity, and a bit of luck. I was once at a yard sale, digging through an old jar of coins when I spotted a penny that looked almost brand new. My heart did that little skip thing, you know? I couldn't believe how shiny it was. Sadly, it wasn't a 1967 penny. But it got me thinking, how many of us just let these coins slip through our fingers without a second glance? For starters, condition is everything. If your 1967 no-mint mark penny looks like it just left the factory, you might be in luck. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that are in pristine condition, no scratches, dents, or discoloration. Basically, it needs to look like it's been chilling in a time capsule for decades. Next, it's about rarity. Despite millions of these pennies being minted, finding one that's uncirculated and in mint state is like winning the coin collector's lottery. Think about it, how many of us just throw pennies into a jar without a second thought? Now imagine one of those pennies being worth more than a house. Wild, right? A good rule of thumb? Check your pennies, especially if they're from the 60s. Who knows, your next grocery store run might pay off your mortgage, so, the next time you're cleaning out your junk drawer or cashing in your coin jar, keep an eye out for that shiny 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. It could be the most valuable thing you've ever accidentally ignored. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more quirky and valuable coin tips. You never know, your next penny could be worth $1 million. Stay curious, stay coin happy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel where we dive into the fascinating world of coins worth big bucks. Imagine this: you're sorting through your old penny jar, just minding your own business, when suddenly, bam! You spot a 1975 Lincoln penny. Your heart skips a beat because this tiny little coin could be worth a whopping $1.5 million. Yep, you heard that right. Today, we're talking about one of the most sought-after pennies of all time, the 1975 mint mark Lincoln penny. So, grab your change jar, and let's find out why this little copper piece could make you a millionaire. Oh, and stick around till the end because I'm going to share a little story about how I almost missed out on a rare penny myself. You won't want to miss it. The 1975 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial Series and was minted in Denver, hence the little D mint mark under the date. You might be wondering, why on earth is this coin worth $1.5 million? Well, let me break it down for you. It all comes down to rarity and condition. In most cases, these pennies are just worth their face value. But once in a while, a rare error or a pristine uncirculated coin surfaces, and that's where the big bucks come in. Some 1975 D pennies were struck on the wrong planchet or have a double die error. These errors make them incredibly valuable to collectors. In fact, a perfect condition 1975 D penny recently fetched $1.5 million at auction. Crazy, right? Now, let me share a quick personal story. One day, I was at a garage sale and spotted a dusty old jar labeled Grandpa's Change. I almost passed on it, but curiosity got the best of me. I dug through it for a bit and found, guess what? A 1975 D penny. My excitement was through the roof, until I realized it was pretty beat up. No $1 million jackpot for me, but it did spark my love for coin hunting. So, how can you tell if your 1975 D penny is worth a fortune? First, look for any doubling on the date or lettering. Then, check the coin's condition. Are there scratches, dents, or discolorations? The more pristine, the better. Finally, consider getting it graded by a professional. If your coin is in mint state, you could be holding a $1 million masterpiece, and there you have it, folks. The 1975 D Lincoln penny, one small coin with a massive payday potential. If you've got one lying around, it might be time to give it a second look. Who knows, you could be sitting on a fortune. If you found this video helpful or just love hearing about these wild coin stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got plenty more tips and stories coming your way about coins that could change your life. Leave a comment if you've ever stumbled upon a rare coin. I'd love to hear your stories. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Imagine this, you're sifting through a jar of old pennies, not really expecting much, just hoping to find a few coins to roll up for gas money. Suddenly, one shiny little copper coin catches your eye. You squint, take a closer look, and your heart skips a beat. Could it be? Yes. It's a 1972 no mint mark Lincoln penny. And guess what? That tiny piece of copper could be worth a staggering $1.6 million. Now, before you start emptying every jar in the house, let's dive into why this little penny is such a big deal. We'll explore its history, what makes it valuable, and most importantly, how you might have one hiding in your own collection. So stick around because this story is about to get rich. Alright, let's break it down. The 1972 no mint mark Lincoln penny might look like just another ordinary coin, but appearances can be deceiving. This little copper beauty is valuable for a few key reasons. First off, the no mint mark. Normally, coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint after 1980 have a P mark, but in 1972, pennies from Philly didn't have a mint mark at all. So technically, most 1972 pennies have no mint mark, but that's not what makes them valuable. The real secret lies in a fascinating error that slipped past the quality control. The 1972 penny gained its fame because of a double die obverse error. Basically, during the minting process, the die used to strike the coin shifted ever so slightly, creating a doubled image. This means that details like the word Liberty and the date 1972 appeared doubled or distorted. Spotting this error can feel like a victory dance moment, especially if it's a well-preserved coin. Well, error coins are rare, and collectors love rarity. Plus, the 1972 double die penny is one of the most sought-after errors in the Lincoln series. One coin in top condition even sold for a jaw-dropping $1.6 million at auction. I know, right? Suddenly, that penny jar on your kitchen counter looks a whole lot more promising. Okay, quick story time. A few years back, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. You know, the usual dusty boxes and forgotten treasures. Suddenly, I found a tin full of old coins. Being the curious coin nerd that I am, I started inspecting them. Lo and behold, I found a 1972 penny. My heart pounded as I checked for the double die error. Was this my lucky break? Unfortunately, no double die. But hey, that moment of pure adrenaline was worth it. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1972 penny, here's what to do. Grab a magnifying glass or, better yet, one of those fancy coin microscopes. Check the date and the word Liberty closely. If you notice any doubling, hold on tight to that coin. Condition matters too, so the less wear and tear, the better. So, there you have it. The story of the humble yet potentially millionaire making 1972 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew a simple coin could be your ticket to a fortune? If you found this video helpful or just plain interesting, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. I've got plenty more coin tips and stories coming your way. Drop a comment if you've got a 1972 penny or any other coin you're curious about. Who knows, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Hey everyone! Imagine this, you're casually sorting through a jar of pennies, that one jar we all have somewhere, collecting dust, and suddenly, you spot a shiny 2017 D penny. You're about to toss it back when you remember something you saw online. Could it be one of those rare ones worth, just a casual $1.7 million? Yeah, you heard me right. $1.7 million. For a single penny. Today, I'm going to tell you all about the 2017 D-Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's making coin collectors lose their minds and empty their piggy banks. So, sit tight because you might just be holding onto a jackpot without even knowing it. Alright, let's break it down. First, what makes this 2017 D penny so special? You'd think that because it's a recent coin, it wouldn't be worth much, right? Well, that's where it gets interesting. It's not just about the year or the mint mark, it's all about the tiny details. You see, some of these pennies were struck with a unique error, making them extremely rare. And if you're lucky enough to have one of these error coins in pristine condition, you're looking at a small fortune. I mean, who knew that something you could find in your change after buying a coffee could be worth more than the coffee shop itself? And here's where the plot thickens, these error coins weren't immediately noticed, so they're still out there, hiding in plain sight. Imagine finding one in that jar of loose change. I'd probably scream so loud, my neighbors would think I won the lottery. Actually, funny story, one time I was at a flea market, and I spotted a jar of pennies for sale. The guy said, just a bunch of regular pennies. $2 for the whole jar. Now, I'm not saying I found the 2017 D in there, but let's just say it sparked my curiosity enough to check every single one. And you bet I walked out feeling like I was on a treasure hunt. So, how do you know if you've struck gold or copper, in this case? Look for the D mint mark under the date. Next, inspect it carefully for errors, things like double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual patterns. If you're unsure, you can always get it checked by a professional coin grader. Seriously, don't be that person who spends $1 million penny on a gumball. Before you go digging through your pockets, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on my next tip about valuable coins. Who knows? Next time, it could be a coin from your year that's worth a small fortune. Plus, you don't want to miss out on the next crazy coin story I have lined up. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and curious minds. Ever think that penny you've been ignoring at the bottom of your wallet might actually be worth a small fortune? Well, hold on to your hats because today we're talking about a 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. Yep, you heard that right. So before you toss that pocket change into a tip jar, you might want to take a second look. You don't want to be the person who gave away $1 million penny for a cup of coffee. Is this some kind of prank? Nope, it's as real as it gets, and I'm about to spill the beans on why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and how you can cash in if you happen to be one of the lucky few. Plus, I'll share a little story about the time I thought I'd struck it rich only to end up a little less wealthy than expected. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for that one. The 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny might seem pretty ordinary at first glance. After all, there were millions minted that year. But what sets this little copper coin apart from the rest is a combination of rarity, condition, and a bit of numismatic magic. It simply means that the coin was minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally didn't use a mint mark back in the day. Most of the time, this isn't anything special. But the 1973 version? That's a whole different story. Only a handful of these pennies were struck with an incredible level of precision, leaving them in almost perfect condition even after decades of circulation. Coin collectors lose their minds over this because finding one in mint or near mint condition is like finding a needle in a haystack or a penny in a pile of rusty change. I once thought I had one of these rare pennies. I just finished binge-watching coin value videos and was convinced my old jar of pennies was hiding treasure. I sat there for hours, squinting at dates and holding each penny up to the light like I was deciphering some ancient scroll. Finally, I found a 1973 penny with no mint mark, and I practically did a victory dance in my living room. I was already daydreaming about my newfound wealth and what kind of snacks I'd splurge on then. I took it to a coin dealer. Spoiler alert, my $1 million penny was more like a $1 million letdown. Turns out, it was pretty beat up, with scratches and dings galore. The dealer looked at me like I'd just tried to sell him a button. Lesson learned: condition is key, so how can you tell if you've struck gold or copper, in this case? Check for that 1973 date and make sure there's no mint mark. But that's not enough. The real kicker is the condition. If it's shiny, crisp, and practically untouched by human hands, you might be in luck. You can also get it professionally graded, but don't just take it to your local convenience store clerk. Trust me on this. Alright, friends, the next time you're sorting through your spare change, keep an eye out for that elusive 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knows, maybe you've been holding onto a $1 million coin without even realizing it. If you enjoyed today's penny talk, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I've got plenty more coin stories, tips, and fun facts coming your way, so make sure you don't miss out. And hey, if you do find one of these valuable pennies, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes a penny saved really is a penny earned, or $1 million earned. Catch you in the next video.